we're back. Whoa, we're back. You might be like, Jackson, where you been, dude? Nice visors, bruh. You might be like, whoa, what's that super cool fashionable hat you've got on? Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you everything. We're gonna tell you all about it. Where I've been, what's been going on, the roadmap, where I'm at. But first, we got a run to go on, so come on. I said, come on, you coming? You want me to carry you? All right, sure. Let's go. Thanks for coming, Wes. These runs can be a little boring sometimes, so let's get right to it. Today, we're running. We're doing a very slow run. Anyway, it's a zone 2. What we're doing is it's a much slower run with the idea that what we're doing is building up stamina, endurance, and having my body get used to me moving like this. And over time, I will be able to hold a faster pace with a less elevated heart rate, meaning I can do more for longer. And we mix that with pacing runs, where we're gonna be running faster, harder, as well as interval runs, like we did for the Hawaii half, where we do walk, run, to help build some of that pace and tempo as we go. So that's what we're here today. The nice fashionable hat with the neck drape keeps me from getting fried. And the beach dude sunglasses, well, they were really the only ones I had. And they stay off my face, so I sweat a lot less. What happened? You fell behind? Sorry. Come on, let's go. Another thing we've had to prep for, which we're not used to, is nutrition on the go during the race. Gels, carbs, all that stuff. So we have begun trying different things. The thing I've been loving the most right now are these e-gels. But they've got 37 grams carbs, 230 milligrams sodium, 85 potassium, tons of electrolytes. Super good, and they taste delicious. They don't taste like chemical crap. So I've actually really been enjoying them. Shout out to Daddy Doug. He's the one who recommended that. I almost died. All right, we're on the last mile back. And I know, I haven't really answered any really important questions. The gap, the silence, the fat. But don't you worry, it's coming. I will tell you everything. Things you didn't even want to know. Woo! And there we have it. Done. We did it. Yeah. After Hawaii, after the half marathon, came back. We came to southern Utah, which is where we are now. It's why there's red dirt everywhere. To meet with the doctor that Brooke had scheduled for like 6 months. It took us like 6+ months to get in. We got in and met with the 2 docs who did a lot of tests, ran a lot of blood work, live blood analysis, stool sample, a lot of stuff, just everything. And we found a few things that Brooke has. We got that EDS diagnosis that was in the last one in New Hampshire, but there's still more to it. There's more that was going on, and these people were able to pinpoint quite several things that were going on that other doctors just haven't been able to, or not cared to look. I'll go more in detail after that. Right now it's bright, I'm sweaty, it's time to clean up. Oh, you can't be in here. Go way outside. Here we are. It is spelled correctly, Canyon. We have our new bike today. Thank you, huge shout out to Canyon for sending me a bike that I paid for. Really appreciate it. Let's get to it. They did not sponsor this video, but if you want to, you totally can, Canyon. I like bikes, and I'll need a real nice triathlon one in the future. So let's get this sucker unboxed. Ka-chicka-pow! Here's the finished product. Thoughts on it? Canyon, your video is very pretty, but it made no damn sense. Your instructions made no sense. It took us forever, mainly because I've never done something like this with a bike before. Now that we've done it once, I feel like if we saw the video or things, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like,
not for beginners.
Not for beginners. So beginner friendly, no. I don't even know if this is the right angle. I'm paying to have it fitted anyway for me. So that'll help, and it'll be interesting to see how much they change. I haven't fixed the seat height. They actually tell you with your inner leg how far the seat should be up, so I haven't done that yet. The bike is super pretty. These are aftermarket pedals for my shoes. They were a pain in the butt because they didn't come with an Allen key, and thankfully my massive 300-piece set had an Allen key that fit, because nothing else would. I am very cranky. I'm super irritable. I don't know if it's because I was a little irritable when we started, but this was very infuriating for some reason. And it kind of pisses me off that it was infuriating, because it makes me more mad. Any other thoughts, hon?
What's a positive about your new bike?
Oh, it looks dope as hell.
3 positives.
Super nice. I really think I'm going to like riding it. Yeah, I'm very excited.
It says enjoy the ride on the box right there.
Enjoy the ride. And I think that's what you're supposed to do, because I did not enjoy putting it together. You could have paid extra to have someone else put it together. Also, their video and diagram shows this front part having that little lever that you leave. That's a word, and then twist. And this just doesn't have it. It's just like a little Allen key port. And it's like 8NM. I'm like, all right, I guess we'll tighten it to 8NM. What else? I took the belt off.
That's loud.
No, I am very excited about this. I picked this one based off of different people on YouTube who said it was a good beginner bike for triathlons, as well as I'm going to add aero bars. There goes the box again. As well as it has several slots throughout the whole thing for your drinks and your energy, your fuel, your gels. So I'll probably put that here.
And your water.
And water. Like, anyway, I really like it. It's gonna be very easy to customize. When we get closer to the half Ironman, I will swap out the tires for racing tires and maybe an inner tube that does not require inflation. That should help with the friction and the speed, as well as slowing down and making it easier. But I'm excited to use it. I gotta figure out how to store it, and I need a bag for it. Other than that, super pumped, super irritated and pissed off, so I'm gonna put everything away and maybe go like hug something. Alright, there we go. We're done. Hopefully that was even recording. Just dropped Brooke off at one of her appointments. So what's been going on? I won't go into too much detail. I haven't asked her if she's okay with me kind of sharing it all. She's kind of kept a lot of it to just the close family and friends of what's been going on, what we've kind of been finding out. But we did go to the doctor that we've been waiting 6 months, and they ran all these tests, and they found tons of stuff. Definitive proof of what's been going on, which is super, super refreshing and new for us, because usually the doc goes, I don't know, and then kicks us out the door or sends us on our way kind of a thing. So it's very, very different and overwhelming and hopeful, because now we have a list. Even though there is a lot, you know, it's a little hopeful, but also a little overwhelming. And so we were tackling that, and she did have to get a central line for the treatments and everything. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail. I'll check with her. If she's okay with it, maybe I'll put it out on the next one. But the reason things were just happening and required my attention, and so there's a full month or two where I just didn't even train or care about what I was eating. Surprisingly didn't gain a ton of weight, which is very nice, which helps a lot, but my focus was required elsewhere, and so that's kind of the big reason why I kind of fell off there for a little bit, off the making of the videos, of the training program, everything like that. But things have improved a ton. Things are looking a lot better. We're back, we're here, we're eating better, we are training better. Today is a rest day as we kind of figure some things out. I just got a bike ordered. I just got my bike is being delivered today, which will be really nice because the only real bike training I've done is like at the gym on a stationary. So it'll be really good to get some miles on my bike that I'm going to be riding, as well as some practice with it. Next weekend is a sprint triathlon. Next month is the Olympic, and in July is the half Ironman. So we are prepping for it. We're getting ready, and we have, everything going well. So this week is trying to we're balancing a lot of things this week for training. Next week is our recovery week, making sure we're fully recovered. We're going to really take a look at that and see how much of that is exercising or just really focused on making sure I'm good to go. So it'll be interesting to see how much, is it 25%, is it 50%, is it 2% of what I've been doing. But then the week after starts off 3 weeks again of increasing intensity and distance, and then that week of recovery. We have a few more of those until the half Ironman, and then we have a 3-week tapering off period beforehand. So super pumped. I'm nervous, but things are looking good. I did do the half Ironman in Southern Utah. I did it in 2 hours, 59 minutes. Not very fast, but assuming I use all the time for the swim and bike, which I don't think I will, but pretending we do, I have 3 hours to do the half marathon. So technically that qualifies as the timing I need, but it'll be after I swim and bike. So I'll be exhausted. So, we got to get that going a little better.
Woo!
We are currently on our way to get the bike fitted. We have a triathlon tomorrow. So it might be good to have a bike that actually fits properly. So that's where we're going. It is almost 6 in the morning. Sorry it's dark. On our way to the triathlon. Brookie woke up not feeling good, so she's going to rest at home. May hopefully try and get some sleep and follow me on the line. Don't know if she can even do it, but she's got Find My iPhone, so she'll be able to follow me. Got the bike fit. Karen is a godsend. She literally fixed everything on my bike, and I'm looking forward to the ride today. If you're watching this, Karen, you're the GOAT. You are awesome. She said she was going to follow me on the YouTube, so we'll see if she actually did or not. I did see it went up by a subscriber, so we'll see if that was her. But the bike felt really, really good yesterday. Didn't hurt very much. I think my butt is still just like a wuss. But we are on our way to the triathlon right now at Sand Hollow, St. George. Well, it's technically like Hurricane, but Southern Utah. And we are going to just give it our all today. This will be a good feel for the Olympic next month, and then the half Ironman in July. So let's go get it. Here we are, wetsuit. Gotta go get marked up and get ready for the water, but here we go. We finished the swim. We're on the bike. As you can see, we are 7.5 miles in at the turnaround point. So it should be somewhere around 15 miles. That's 3 miles longer than it said, but that's okay, we're doing good. We did like a 25-minute swim. We're looking at an hour, a little more than an hour for the bike. My butt hurts. close. Done. We did it. Sorry, there's not much. It was really hard to do it on the go, and Brookie was not feeling good this morning, so she didn't come with. So she's been supporting from afar, sending texts and messages and gifts and emojis and things. But we did it. We did the swim in about 25 minutes. Not too shabby. It's like a 3:23 per 100 meter, which puts me at 67 minutes for a 1.2 mile swim. So I got work to do to cut that down to make sure I don't disqualify on the half Ironman in July. We then have the bike ride was supposed to be 12.4 miles. It ended up being 15 with 1,600 feet of elevation. And that hill was a doozy, kicked my booty. But going downhill was a lot of fun. I was flying past people. Did that one in the hour 14-ish, which is, I don't think, fast enough pace. I think it's just slower than I need to be going for the half Ironman. I need to look up how much elevation I go up to, like how many feet I have to climb and how many hills, because there's a few spots with rolling hills. With that, I need to train hills, and then my idea for the race is haul ass downhill, so that way you can compensate for the uphill for it being slower. But that was good. Need to bring more water. I felt like nutrition was, decent. I had a gel or something like every 30 minutes, which came out to be about 46 grams of carbs every hour, which is not enough, but it was a good start to kind of get a feel on how much I need to be doing and what it feels like. The run kicked my booty. I did it in almost exactly 44 minutes. It was 5K, 3.1 miles. So it was slow, so it was like a 14-minute pace. Not the greatest. I placed 13th in my age group. Oh, that was a big bump. In fact, third place finished like 13 minutes before me, so we were all really neck and neck there as far as the age group portion goes. And then I placed like 137th overall, and I think that does that include the men? I mean the women? I think that might just be the men, or maybe it's just the sprint. I don't know, I'll have to look. But yeah, 13th of my age group. That's not too shabby, and only being 13 minutes behind. I think I was like 20 minutes behind first place. My age group is the 20 to 29 year olds, so there's definitely some fit people out there kicking my trash. But we did it. This was a really good idea and feel for what to expect, and I really apologize for not having more footage. I think I need to just mount some cameras on my bike. That would help a lot, and then more on my run, just the camera. Swim, you can't really do much about that, but I will figure it out, because it's not fun to watch these when you don't get to like be there, part of it, feel the emotion and everything. So, oh well. But onward and upward. Today finishes the recovery week, funny enough, and next week, so we'll recover tomorrow, and then we get straight back to training and pushing for the Olympic next month and the half Ironman in July. So, no way, we're back in the car again. Yeah, look at it, we're here in the car in a parking lot. Dropped Brooke off at her appointment, and so I was just gonna record the last little bit of this video, get it done. It's been like 3 weeks. Get it done, you know what I mean? Been procrastinating. If you look up in the dictionary, procrastinating, you know what you see? Picture of me. So, just trying to get it done. Brooke did say that she is totally okay with me sharing some of the stuff that we've been figuring out / she's been going through. So, first things first, like I said, we came to southern Utah, started seeing these doctors, did an extensive amount of blood work and tests, started finding out a lot of things. So we found out she's got anaplasmosis, she's got babesia, she's got Bartonella, which are all pretty rough on the nervous system and a few other things. She has Giardia and some other gut protozoa and parasites. We also found that she has hematologic parasites, so some parasites in her blood, which we haven't even gotten to staining them and seeing what they are yet, because we've had so much to do first. Like, that's towards the end. So we started treatment. She required a central line, so we went and got that. She required fluids every single day. She required her treatments in the office 2 to 3 times a week. And as we were treating things, she was having some other symptoms. Typically what happens when you are detoxing or killing off like parasites or bugs or things in your body is they release everything inside of them, which are very toxic and very, very rough on the body. What happens, it has to go through the liver. One of the ways that the body gets rid of all of it is the bile that the liver produces will actually bind to it and it'll pass through your stool. There are other ways it gets rid of it. The liver also has to work to convert it into other things to get rid of it through like urine and stuff like that. So because there's just so much die-off happening, things just seem to get worse, so we had to back off. You know, when you're killing off the bugs, they freak out, and so symptoms can increase. So we were going down that road, and things were slightly improving, and then things just kept getting worse. She's developed something causing her just to throw up every time she ate. She couldn't eat. She was eating a couple hundred calories a day. She was so weak and fatigued and passing out because she just had no food in her system. We were doing everything we could just to try and get something in there. There were several times, actually twice, she passed out and had like a seizure and of course, at a certain point you have to call the ambulance. So they come, they take her to the hospital, and the hospital's like, what do you want us to do? Like, how about you get us some nutrition in her? And they're like, well, it doesn't seem like she seems good. Her BMI is good. And we're like, yeah, I get it. Like, she had weight to lose. She was like 215 pounds when we left in August, and she now is 160. So she's lost almost 60 pounds. Actually, I think it's like 62 pounds she's lost. But she lost a lot of it in like a month because she wasn't eating. She lost like 30 something pounds. So she's losing like a pound a day. If I remember right, when we were weighing her, it was like a pound every 2 days or so. But they're like, yeah, her BMI looks good. And I'm like, no, like, you're missing the point. Like, yeah, we get it. There was weight to be lost. But this is not a good thing. So it's frustrating because they're just like, yeah, get out of here. This hospital here has just been horrid. They've just been horrible, horrible, horrible. So that was going on. And then she started having severe stomach pain, or like central pain that kind of felt like her pancreatitis that she had back in September. Similar to that, and it just kept getting worse and wouldn't go away. So we went in, I think it was Easter. I think we went in Easter morning, and they eventually admitted her because they saw how much weight she was losing. They did an endoscopy and found out she has gastritis and possible gastroparesis. So they're trying to work on that. On top of that, they did like an NG tube. We tried TPN, which is where they do total something nutrition through the central line into the heart. There's risk there because the body doesn't always like that. It's very, very, very prevalent that it's very possible that you can get a fungal infection, actually fungal infection in your blood because of all the sugar that's there and then the development, and if you're not careful. But her body didn't seem to tolerate that very well, so they did an NJ tube where they stick a tube in your nose all the way into your past your stomach into the intestine. And we were doing that for a while, and so she was in the hospital for several weeks, and things just were struggling, and the hospital was just a nightmare, and one of the docs was just a jerk. Honestly, it has been a lot of the nurses were wonderful. They were a godsend. They were blessings, and I hope that they are blessed in their lives every day for what they did for us. But some of the doctors were just the rudest people ever. So we got done with that. She got out. She's doing a lot better. She's eating now. She still has, gastritis, so her stomach hurts. When she eats, it hurts. So we're working on getting that done. Currently treating the Bartonella, and it's a long process because the Bartonella actually burrows into the cells, and the immune system, can't always find it and fight it because it's in the cell, and it kind of consumes it from the inside and destroys it, and then moves on to the next. So we are working on that. It takes some time. She has had some more leg pain flare-ups. We believe it's because of the die-off from killing off the Bartonella. Bartonella has substantial neurological symptoms, especially when it crosses over into the blood-brain, through the blood-brain barrier. So common symptoms with people with Bartonella is chronic leg pain that just nothing will touch. Like nothing will help the pain, nothing will help it ease, nothing. Very, very common, and typically when it's killed off, that subsides or even goes away completely. So that's what we're hoping, but it takes some time. We're working on that. She's doing way better. Things are worse in some areas and things are better in others. Overall, she's better than she's been in a long time, but it's still not good, if that makes sense. So we're working on that. Still here in southern Utah for the next little bit. We're gonna travel a bit more, so that'll be fun. But that's essentially, you know, what's been happening in the last 3 months on that front. So during that like month and a half of her not eating and being in the hospital for weeks on end, didn't train at all, did not care what I ate, so I gained some weight back. But we are back on track. We're planning on losing 1 pound a week in order to be able to keep up the training intensity. The sprint triathlon was a good viewpoint to see where I'm at on certain things. My swimming pace technically is good enough for the half Ironman, but we want it to be better. The biking was not good enough, and the running was right on that like threshold. So we definitely have some rooms for improvement and a lot of work to do. So we're gonna focus on just 1 pound a week because we need to make sure I'm fueling well enough to keep up with the rigorous training. So we're gonna do that. So, you know, thanks for watching this one. This one has been not as pretty as the others. We're getting better. It's taking time. You know, there's a lot more work that goes into it than you realize, and a lot more B-roll that's required. And without my sidekick, Brookie, it's been a lot harder to get it. And I haven't been doing as well as like bringing a tripod or filming in public. Because believe it or not, it's weird to film in public and sit up on a tripod, but we'll get over it eventually and we'll get past it. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Let's get to it. Let's do this.